Now we'll ask you a question. Does being a star player guarantee the skills needed to educate, motivate and inspire? Well, probably not. Not always, at least. Now I ask this question because of this man that you see behind me, Wayne Rooney. A once upon a time England star footballer, he was the manager of a second-tier English Championship club, Birmingham City. Yesterday, his tenure came to an abrupt end. He took charge in October 2023, and in less than 3 months, his managerial stint has been terminated. This is not the first time, though, but we'll get to that a little later. For now, let's stick to Birmingham and its story. The club has issued a brutal statement post the Rooney sacking. They said, and I quote, "The club's board and management are fully aligned and will continue to drive transformation and take bold steps to rebuild Birmingham City into the organization its fans and community deserve." When Wayne Rooney was hired, Birmingham City sat 6th in the table. 15 games later, with him at charge, they are languishing in the 20th position. If they keep losing, they might be pushed down to a lower division. The term we know is relegation. After Monday's 3-0 defeat at the Leeds, the club is now just 6 points clear of the relegation zone. This loss meant Birmingham City hit rock bottom, at least according to the board. Birmingham lost 9 out of the 15 matches under Wayne Rooney and only managed to win 2 games. Birmingham CEO Gary Cook insisted Rooney's removal was critical. Ironical though, as it was Cook himself who had actively pushed the board to rope in Rooney in the first place. In fact, Cook is one of those who had even attempted to get Rooney across to join the Saudi Pro League during his later playing days. But in October, Cook removed John Eustace, who was at the helm back then, to sign Wayne Rooney up to take charge at Birmingham City. It was a controversial decision even back then because Birmingham had gotten off to a promising start under Eustace. Now, when Rooney was hired, he was asked to bring a no-fear football approach, but that clearly never materialized. In fact, the situation has taken an ironic turn. Birmingham is desperately trying to do some damage control. Their survival now is on the line, and seems like Rooney took the whole fearless approach rather literally. His public comments further exposed his lack of skills as a manager. After Birmingham's goalless draw with Rotherham, he lashed out at the players, some terms rather unparliamentary, and a word got around, surely not the sign of an effective leader. And now the board is hustling to find a new replacement amid the looming threat of relegation. Gary Cook will now have to bear the brunt of fans. Now he says, "We are committed to doing what is necessary to bring success to St Andrews." Unfortunately, Wayne's time with us did not go as planned, and we have decided to move in a different direction. The search for a successor begins with immediate effect, and we will update supporters when we have further news. Until someone else holds the reins, professional development coach Steve Spooner will take interim charge of the club. Now, when Rooney joined Birmingham, it was considered a defining moment for the club. He was asked to sign a 3.5-year contract, out of which he's lasted just 83 days. Rooney, of course, lashed out right after he was dumped.
Football is a results business, and I recognize they have not been at the level I wanted them to be. However, time is the most precious commodity a manager requires, and I do not believe 13 weeks was sufficient to oversee the changes that were needed. Personally, it will take me some time to get over this setback.
This is truly an inglorious chapter for a former England captain. His need for a recovery period is all the more embarrassing. Rooney's name evokes memories of spectacular goals. He was unstoppable as a striker. However, this setback puts him under a different light, and for all the wrong reasons. The question is whether a great footballer can truly master the art of managing. Rooney clearly is proof that it can't, because his track record of being a club manager is a disaster. Right before Birmingham, Rooney was in charge as manager at a major league soccer side, DC United, and he was rather excited at doing some amazing things there.
Of course, I'm an ambitious person. One day I want to manage at the top level, and this is part of that process in terms of coming here, trying to develop this club, trying to get success here, but also develop myself as a manager, and but also the connection I've got with the club. Being here before, there isn't another MLS team I would have went to other than DC United, so I'm proud to be here as manager, proud to be here and try and develop this club both on and off the field.
Now, that's what he said when he joined DC United. DC too ended up parting ways with him. This was after they couldn't qualify for the MLS playoffs. The club that he in fact played at himself couldn't stand him as manager. Prior to that, he enjoyed his longest stint in charge of Derby County, where he took over in 2020. They were relegated after a points deduction amid financial trouble. So all his ambitions of managing at the top level is great to hear, but seems like it's going to take a miracle to achieve. His misfortunes as a manager is somewhat reflective of his controversial past as a player himself. His hot temper has often landed him in trouble. So being in the headlines is nothing new for him. From the time he played, he has been England's problem child and continues to be so now as manager. Wayne Rooney, though, seems unfazed. He said he will continue to look out for his next opportunity as football manager. Some take the phrase "never give up" probably a little too far.